Yes, children. So we have completed perimeter and area as you must have seen in the previous classes and the previous videos. Today we'll be starting with a new chapter, that is comparing quantities, and comparing quantities will be involving several topics in maths. They are imbibed together. So we'll be taking each topic one by one. Today I am taking ratio and proportion. Okay, so first of all we'll be doing what are ratios. What is a ratio? Ratio is again a method of comparing quantities. As we have done fractions also you can compare quantities. So ratios also we use to compare quantities, and the way of writing a ratio is like this: A is to B, where the first quantity is known as the antecedent and the second quantity is known as the consequent. And all the sums in the ratio, they are solved by writing the ratio as fraction only. We start with writing the ratio as fraction and only and do the sum accordingly, and final answer is again given as ratio. Okay. See the second thing, what is proportion? Proportion is, in fact, if you take two ratios, okay, you take two ratios, suppose you take A is to B and you take C is to D. Two different ratios are there, and if the simplest form of both the ratios, you convert both of them into simplest form. If the simplest form of both the ratios is same, we say that the ratios are in proportion. The ratios are in proportion, as these two dots are the sign of ratio, these four dots are the sign of proportionality. If the simplest form of the two ratios is same, we write them as A is to B is in proportion with C is to D. The two dots are the sign of ratio and the four dots are the sign of proportion. Okay. And suppose you have sums and you are asked to, suppose we write two ratios like A is to B and C is to D, and you are asked to check whether these ratios are in proportion or not. So what do? We find out product of extreme terms and we find out product of mean terms. Now what are the extreme terms? The corner ones, these A and D. So we find out the product of the extreme terms, and the middle ones are the mean terms. We find out the product of the mean terms. If they are equal, we say that they are in proportion, right? You must have studied about equivalent ratios. We say that these ratios are in proportion, and such ratios are called as equivalent ratios. What are such ratios called as? Such ratios are called as equivalent ratios. So this was about the ratio and proportion, and we will be taking now examples which you will be coming across in the exercises and how to solve those examples, right? Okay. Now the first example, find the ratio of rupee 5 to 50 paisa. You have to find the ratio of rupee 5 is to 50 paisa. Now if you have to find the ratio of two quantities which have dissimilar units, please remember children, you have to first convert into similar units, because ratio can be found out of only two similar quantities. Okay, so rupee 5, this can be written as upon 50 paisa. Now rupees and 5, they are different. Make it same. 1 rupee 100 paisa. So 5 rupees 500 paisa upon 50 paisa. Now these will cancel. The unit will cancel. 0, 0, and this is 5 ones are, and this becomes 10 by 1. I told you the answer, the final answer will be written as ratio only. So that is 10 is to 1. Write it properly. 10:1 is the answer, right? So ratio can be found out of two similar quantities, and another thing, ratio will never carry any unit, because you can see the ratio. When you find out the ratio, the unit will be cancelled out if they are similar. So the ratio won't carry any unit. If the ratio is carrying any unit, you will straight away say that it is wrong. Okay. So the second example, 15 kg to 200 grams. 15 kg to 200 gram. So 15 kg upon 200 gram. This is kg, this is gram, convert into similar unit. So this becomes 15,000 grams upon 200 grams. Gram will cancel. 0, 0, 0, 0. So this becomes 150 upon 2, and this is it is 210, sorry, it is 210, or let's take it 200 only. We'll find out for 200 only. So this is 200 grams. So this becomes, gram will cancel, 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is 150 by 2. 2 7s are 14, 2 5s are 10, and the answer will be 75:1. The answer will be 75:1. Okay. Now another example. Are the ratios 1:2 and 2:3 equivalent? You have to check whether they are equivalent or not. How do you check whether the fractions are equivalent or not? We can write them as fractions. I told you before only. How do you check whether the fractions are equivalent or not? We cross multiply, you remember. So same here also you can do. So this is 1:3 and this is 2:2. This is 3, this is 4, and they are not equal. Hence ratios are not equivalent. The ratios are not equivalent. Okay. Another type of example, one more we will take. Let us take one more example. In a computer lab, there are 3 computers for 6 students. How many computers will be needed for 24 students? That is, the ratio of computers to students is given. If there are 3 computers, the students are 6, and you have to find out how many computers will be needed if the students are 24. This is how we solve such problems. We write what the ratio is about, and in front of them we put the quantities, the required quantities. If there were 6 students, the computers were 3. If there are 24 students, how many computers will be there? That is, X is number of computers required. Okay. So how will we solve? X will be, this will go here, 3 into 24 upon 6. 6 4s is 24. So X will be 12. How many computers will be required? 12 computers for 24 children. Okay. So that is all for today. Thank you.